There are some coins that look ordinary at first glance, but when you begin investigating them, you discover a story far more interesting than you ever expected. Welcome to Coin Collection 1, where we explore rare coins, historic currency, mysterious varieties, and the hidden stories behind the money that has traveled through generations. Today, we are turning our attention to Egypt and one particularly interesting claim. An Egyptian £10 coin dated 1992, sometimes described by sellers and online sources as a potentially valuable collectible worth around $1,000. But before you get excited about that number, there is an important mystery we need to solve. Was there actually a standard Egyptian £10 coin issued in 1992? And if so, what makes it valuable? Or could this be a case of a coin being confused with another Egyptian commemorative issue or even a banknote? Stay with us, because understanding the truth behind this coin is just as fascinating as discovering a rare coin itself. Egypt has one of the most fascinating monetary histories in the world. Its coins connect modern currency with a civilization that has influenced human history for thousands of years. Modern Egyptian coinage carries symbols, Arabic inscriptions, national emblems, important buildings, historical events, and commemorative subjects that reflect different periods of Egyptian history. For collectors, this makes Egyptian currency much more than money. Each piece can become a small historical document, preserving a moment from the country's past in metal or paper. The Egyptian pound has been an important part of Egypt's modern monetary system for more than a century. Over the years, Egypt has issued many different denominations, from small circulation coins to large commemorative pieces produced specifically for collectors. Some commemorative coins were struck in precious metals such as silver and gold, while others were made from more affordable metals for broader circulation or commemorative purposes. This difference is extremely important when trying to identify an Egyptian coin from the early 1990s. The first thing every collector should understand about the supposed 1992 Egyptian £10 coin is that the identification needs to be verified carefully. Major numismatic catalog records do not clearly establish a standard Egyptian £10 coin dated 1992 in the same way that they document other Egyptian issues. Instead, 1992 is strongly associated with Egyptian commemorative coinage connected with the Olympic Games. This is one reason why confusion can occur when an old Egyptian piece is photographed, sold online, or passed between collectors. Egypt did issue commemorative coins connected with the 1992 Olympic Games. Catalogued examples include Egyptian £50 gold commemorative coins featuring different Olympic sports. These pieces were dated 1412 in the Islamic calendar, corresponding to 1992, and were struck in .900 gold. Their weight was approximately 8.5 grams, with a diameter of about 24 millimeters. These were special commemorative issues rather than ordinary pocket change, and their precious metal composition gives them a completely different collecting profile from everyday Egyptian currency. This is where the investigation becomes especially interesting. Imagine finding an Egyptian coin with a 1992 date and hearing someone say, "This is a rare £10 coin worth $1,000. It sounds exciting, but a serious collector does not stop at the price. The collector asks, what is the exact design? What does the inscription say? What is the weight? What is the diameter? What metal is it made from? What calendar date appears on it? Is it listed in a recognized catalog? And most importantly, do authenticated examples of the exact same coin exist? Those questions can completely change the value of a coin. Another possible source of confusion is Egypt's £10 banknote. Egypt has issued £10 notes during this period, and an old banknote can sometimes be incorrectly described as a coin when information is copied from one online listing to another. If someone sees the words £10 and 1992 associated with Egyptian currency, they may assume they are looking at a coin even when the original object is actually paper currency or a different commemorative issue. That is why identification must always come before valuation. If you have an Egyptian piece that you believe is a £10 coin from 1992, begin by examining both sides under good lighting. Look carefully at every inscription, symbol, date, portrait, building, emblem, and decorative element. Egyptian coins often contain Arabic writing, so even small differences in lettering can be important. Do not ignore the date. Also check whether the date is expressed using the Gregorian calendar, the Islamic Hijri calendar, or both. Understanding the date system can help distinguish one Egyptian issue from another. The edge of the coin is equally important. Many collectors concentrate only on the front and back, but the edge can provide valuable evidence. It may be plain, reeded, or contain lettering or another special feature. Counterfeit coins sometimes reproduce the main design reasonably well while failing to accurately reproduce the edge. Small differences in lettering, spacing, borders, relief, or alignment can also reveal that a supposedly rare coin is not an authentic example. Next comes weight and measurement. A precision digital scale is one of the most useful tools a collector can own. Measure the coin carefully and compare the result with reliable catalog specifications. A digital caliper can be used to check diameter and thickness. These measurements can quickly eliminate incorrect identifications. If the weight is significantly different from the documented specification, that should immediately raise a question. Metal composition is another major factor. Egyptian commemorative coins have been produced in different metals throughout modern history, including base metals, silver, and gold. The 1992 Olympic 50-pound commemorative pieces, for example, were struck in .900 gold. If a supposed 1992 Egyptian coin is claimed to be valuable because it is gold, that claim should be tested rather than simply accepted. A coin should never be considered gold based only on its appearance or a seller's description. Professional authentication becomes especially important when a coin appears rare or valuable. Counterfeiters know that collectors are willing to pay premiums for precious metal and scarce commemorative coins. Modern technology can make counterfeit pieces surprisingly convincing. Professional examination may involve microscopic inspection, precise weighing, dimensional comparison, metal analysis, die comparison, and examination of surface characteristics. One of the biggest mistakes a new collector can make is cleaning a potentially valuable coin. A dark or dirty coin may look unattractive, and the temptation to polish it can be strong. But cleaning can permanently damage the original surface. Abrasive materials can create fine scratches that reduce collector appeal, while chemicals can alter the metal's natural appearance. If you discover an old Egyptian coin and suspect that it could be valuable, leave the surface alone until you know exactly what you have. Proper storage is much safer. Keep collectible coins in holders made from materials suitable for long-term numismatic storage. Avoid excessive humidity, extreme heat, chemicals, and unnecessary handling. When examining a valuable coin, hold it carefully by the edge and avoid touching the main surfaces with your fingers. Natural oils and fingerprints can leave marks that become more difficult to remove with time. Once the exact coin has been identified and authenticated, condition becomes another major part of the value equation. Collectors generally pay more for coins with sharp details, attractive surfaces, minimal damage, and strong overall preservation. A heavily circulated example can be worth dramatically less than an exceptional specimen of the same type. For some issues, professional grading can provide additional confidence and make comparison with auction results easier. But there is something else every collector needs to understand. An advertised price is not the same as a market value. If you see an Egyptian £10 1992 coin advertised online for $1,000, that does not automatically mean that every example is worth $1,000. The seller may simply be asking that price. A real market value is better established by comparing authenticated examples and, when available, documented sales. The strongest evidence comes from reputable auction results and recognized numismatic references. Extremely high prices can occur in numismatics, but they usually require something exceptional. A coin might bring a substantial premium because it is genuinely rare, because it contains precious metal, because it has an important minting error, because it is an unusual variety, because it is in extraordinary condition, or because it has remarkable historical provenance. A normal example of a common issue should never be valued at a spectacular price simply because someone placed a high number beside it on a website. Mint errors are another area that can make Egyptian coins particularly interesting. Genuine errors can include off-center strikes, clipped planchets, doubled features, wrong planchets, broad strikes, die-related abnormalities, and other mistakes that occurred during the minting process. However, collectors should be careful because post-mint damage can sometimes look like an error. A scratch, dent, scrape, or deformation that happened after the coin left the mint does not automatically make it rare. The same caution applies to varieties. Small differences in lettering, dates, borders, dyes, and design elements can sometimes be significant, but a variety should be properly attributed before assuming that it carries a large premium. Serious collectors compare the suspected variety against known examples rather than relying on a photograph or social media claim. So why do collectors search for Egyptian coins from this period? Part of the answer is history. Egypt was producing commemorative currency that celebrated important national and international subjects, and the early 1990s provide an interesting window into that era. The 1992 Olympic commemoratives demonstrate how Egyptian coinage could be used to connect the country with an international event while simultaneously producing attractive collectible pieces. Another reason is scarcity. Coins that were issued in limited quantities, especially commemorative or precious metal pieces, can become increasingly desirable as time passes. Some examples may be lost, damaged, melted for their metal content, or simply disappear into private collections. When fewer high-quality examples remain available, collectors may compete more strongly for the best specimens. But the most important lesson from the Egyptian £10 1992 mystery is that collectors should never let a price claim replace research. A coin is not valuable simply because it is old. It is not valuable simply because it has an interesting date. It is not automatically valuable because it is from Egypt. And it is certainly not automatically worth $1,000 because an online seller says so. Value comes from a combination of identity, rarity, condition, demand, composition, authenticity, and documented market evidence. If you have one of these Egyptian pieces, take your time. Photograph the obverse and reverse clearly. Photograph the edge. Record its weight and diameter. Write down every visible inscription. Compare the design with established catalogs. If the coin appears to be made from precious metal or shows an unusual minting characteristic, seek professional advice before attempting to clean, sell, or alter it. And there is something beautiful about this process. Collecting coins is not simply about finding something expensive. It is about discovering something meaningful. A small piece of metal can carry the identity of a nation, the memory of an event, the craftsmanship of a mint, and the story of the people who once used or collected it. The Egyptian £10 1992 claim is therefore a perfect example of why research matters. The available catalogue information points us toward documented Egyptian commemorative issues from 1992, particularly the Olympic £50 gold coins, rather than providing solid evidence for a standard £10 coin of that year. That does not mean every unusual piece described that way should simply be dismissed. It means the exact object must be identified before any reliable value can be assigned, and that is what makes coin collecting so exciting. Sometimes the mystery is not, how much is this coin worth? The mystery is, what exactly is this coin? Once you answer that question, the rest of the story begins to make sense. So if you have an Egyptian coin dated 1992, don't immediately sell it because someone claims it is worth $1,000, and don't throw it away because someone else says it is worthless. Investigate it, measure it, study it, authenticate it, compare it with known examples. The truth is always more valuable than a rumor. If you enjoyed this Egyptian coin investigation, make sure to like this video and subscribe to Coin Collection 1 for more fascinating discoveries from the world of coins and currency. And if you have an Egyptian £10 coin or another unusual Egyptian piece in your collection, tell us about it in the comments. Share the date, design, weight, diameter, and anything unusual you notice. Your comment could help another collector identify a mysterious coin. Thank you for watching Coin Collection 1. Keep searching, keep learning, and always look twice at the coins you already have. Because sometimes the most interesting discovery is hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone curious enough to uncover its true story.